I'm Brian Van, SportbikeTrackGear.com, and today we're going to break down the Hindle Megaphone EVO slip-on exhaust install on our 2018 Kawasaki Ninja 400 STG project bike. Hindle is made in Canada, good quality stuff. It's distributed here in the US by Woodcraft, okay? This Megaphone EVO has been one of the most popular exhausts that they've offered for a number of reasons. It looks cool, it sounds cool, and the price is really fair. This may end up being the most affordable slip-on we'll offer for the Ninja 400. I'm not going to say the price. You can see it on the website because sometimes that stuff changes and then people get really upset with me if the price changes. So we're not going to say it, but it's really affordable, and that's one of the things that's special about this. You get a good quality item at a very reasonable price. Let's talk about emission laws and compliance and all that stuff. This is designed for closed course operation, okay? This isn't going to make any claim to being street legal. You know, you still do have your cat on the bike, but end of the day, your temperature, where you stand with all that, if you want to be compliant, don't want to be compliant, that's a choice that you need to make. Tuning, do I need to put a power commander or a Bazaz or flash the ECU on this bike when I install this? No, you don't need to. You can put it on there, the bike's going to run just fine, okay? There's no reason to do that. If you choose to add that down the road, that's up to you, and it can help to enhance the performance a little bit. With this, you're going to pick up a little more power, and you're going to lose about 6.5 pounds. Yes, almost 6.5 pounds by installing just a slip-on. Most importantly, it looks and sounds absolutely kick-ass. Before we begin the exhaust install, let's start with our stock exhaust note. The 400's warmed up and ready to go. There it is at idle. So as you would expect, that is pretty tame. Okay, first thing we need to do is remove this trim panel here. Got a 4 mil down there. And then we have a standard hose clamp. From there you slide this forward, okay? You can see that tongue right there slides into the heat shield. That clamp holds this on by capturing this and snugging the clamp up. Super simple stuff. Okay, now the mounting bolt. Always keep all your stock hardware if you don't reuse it during the install. It's always handy to have that stuff down the road. I like to keep all of the hardware removed from the bikes and suggest you do the same thing. Pull that out. Got a 12 mil socket now on the T-handle. Go ahead and loosen up that stock clamp. And then go ahead and remove the stock muffler. Okay, let's jump into the Hindle Megaphone EVO slip-on install on our Kawasaki 400. Take your mid-pipe, okay? And I want you to take the smaller portion here, slide it over your stock header. You'll notice it is a snug fit, okay? You are not going to use these 2 spring loops down here at the bottom. Okay, once you have that mid-pipe put on, I want to have Steve come back here. I want you to note the angle that I have it at. Okay, this loop for the spring right here, I want you to pay attention to the position of that, because I found this to work the best, to get you the best finished product. Okay, so rotate it right around there. You're not going to use these 2 spring loops, but you will use this one. Now we can slide over the muffler, like so. Spacer goes in between the bracket on the muffler and the OE foot peg. Slide the supplied fastener through, like so. They supply a lock nut, which is nice. You don't have to use any Loctite. I'm going to grab a 6mm T-handle and a 13mm wrench, and we'll go ahead and torque this down now. The lock nut's at 13. 6mm internal hex here. You just go ahead and torque this. If you want to use a torque wrench, go ahead and look the spec up online. Typically do not. Okay, we've got our torque on that. Double check our clearances, everything looks good. With the kit, they supply a spring tool, and you're going to see a total in this kit of 3 springs. That's providing they don't change it. That's because there is some universality to this mid pipe here, okay? For the EVO, we only need 1. Let's go ahead and slide that into position right here. We'll use the supplied spring tool to install this on the can. Little stretch. It's very important to note, before you start this motorcycle, you have to thoroughly clean all your handprints, fingerprints off the can and any of the associated tubing. If you start it beforehand, you'll burn all of that into there. It's going to discolor it. You're not going to be happy with that end result. Okay, so go ahead and remove all that. I'm going to use WD-40 to clean this one. This is stainless steel. It's going to clean really nice with that. Okay. Hindle also recommends that you start the bike, let it idle for about 15 minutes, shut it off, and let it cool down. That breaks in the packing for the can. It's going to help it last as long as it should, so you get all the performance in life that you want out of it. So before you start revving it like crazy, start it up, let it run for 15, shut it off, let it cool, and then you're good to go. Just a little bit on the rag. I'll clean it with this, and then I'll follow up with a clean rag just to dry everything off. It's a really important step. Don't use this if you're using their black powder coated stuff, okay? Do not clean it with the WD-40. I'm gonna clean the stock header. Basically anywhere you could have touched, okay? Because once this gets warm, that oil is just gonna burn in and discolor the pipe, and you are not gonna be super pumped about that. Okay, 1 rag to clean. You can clearly see, right? It may not have looked super dirty, but there was a lot on there. Now we'll dry it off. Okay, it's all warmed up. We let it cool down, the whole deal, to break in the packing just right. Now it's time to hear the exhaust note. That sounds pretty cool. That Megaphone EVO system, right, they have a real distinct sound. We heard that on the R3, we've heard it on an R6, on the Z125. This is a really cool system. One of the special things about it is this will most likely be the most affordable slip-on we'll offer, right? It's made in Canada, it's good quality stuff, fits nice, looks great, sounds great. They do offer a noise reducing insert for this, for all the Megaphone EVO cans. If you want that, we have that available on the site separately. It's going to ship without it. This is the Hindle Megaphone EVO slip-on install on our 2018 STG Kawasaki Ninja 400 project bike.